Hours in video games. The true ultimate flex. No, it's not. The true show of a player's skill. It's really not. To show who's better at a game. Not at all. So someone on Twitter told me to get a life after I said 1,000 hours isn't a lot to people who have a lot of free time. And first off, I have a life. I'm breathing right now. And if you have to tell someone online to get a life, I'm sorry, but you lost the argument. But back to the subject at hand, video game hours. Now a lot of hours can be a different number to many different people. Some people think 100 hours is a lot, some people think 300 is a lot, 500, 1,000, 5,000, 10,000. Personally, I think the 1,000 mark is where it becomes a deep investment, but I also don't think it's hard to achieve that mark if you're only, and I mean only, playing that game. In 2015, I played modded Terraria for a year straight and gained 1,000 hours in a heartbeat. Now I have 1,500. 2019 I got Overwatch, and over the course of Xbox and PC hours, I've achieved 1,000 hours in over the course of 2 years. Minecraft I've played since the Xbox 360 launch, only God knows how many hours I have in that game, and that's over the course of almost a decade. My point being is, if you have the time to invest into a game casually or competitively, hours become to mean almost nothing in the time frame you're playing that game, unless of course it's a short time frame. The Binding of Isaac, 500 hours, played for about 2 years now. Apex Legends, 750 hours, played over 2 years. I typically shuffle between 2 or 3 games at once, so that's why I personally tend to rack up hours more than most people I know, but I also have friends with many hours in games. A big misconception. Hours do not determine skill, they determine experience. The person with more hours is definitely more experienced, but not necessarily better. Not everyone can grasp one thing as fast as another. When I played Splatoon 1, I played it for about 500 hours. I was ass. I never got out of A rank. Splatoon 2, I dumped 600 hours until hitting A rank again, and then an additional 150 hours, I still got to S+3 in most modes. Then you have players like that SRB2 dude, who has been in the competitive scene since the early days of Splatoon 1, and many others too. And now Splatoon 3 is a first Splatoon game to many people, and they have grasped it really quickly. Minecraft is a game many people enjoy, but hours is not one of the first things I think of when it comes to playing Minecraft. I'm just here to place funny blocks and mine some ores. However, there's a small group of people that we don't think of too often but has grown in the recent years, and that's speedrunners. They play the same games over and over with time adding up and up just to improve their records. But they play the game out of fun and love and enjoyment from the games that they used to play all the time, and finding a fun way to casually compete across many different game titles. Games with almost endless content. Games with endless content that comes to mind are roguelikes and rhythm games. The Binding of Isaac is a dungeon crawler with floors generated by RNG of random enemies in each room, and a random boss from a selection of a lot of bosses, and boss variants, and hundreds of items in the game. There is plenty of content to keep you there for a while. And then rhythm games like Osu, where you play songs that are made by the community. You can probably find a song you like and think of, download it off the website and play it. And there's tens of thousands of songs with endless gameplay and different modes included to keep you busy. Back to the misconception. For an example, hours do not determine skill. Like I said, I had 750 hours in Apex. When I had around 300 hours, I got one of my friends into the game, and after their 50th hour, they were miles better than me. And at the time, I was stuck in Platinum and they were Diamond. Now I can hit Diamond, barely, but he can hit Masters almost easily nowadays. So again, hours do not determine skill. Now, bragging about hours can be fun, trust me, I've done it. But you're not special, man, you have to move on. It's just a time sink. You've already invested so much time in racking up hours that all you want to do is talk about them because you want them to mean something to you. You have to move on! The Twitter argument. So back to the Twitter argument, I said people with more time should not be compared to people with less time. And they said, in air quotes, "I'm so superior to everyone else, don't compare me to those commoners." Bro, when did I say that? Regardless, I'm not saying people with less time are worse at video games than people with more time, not at all. Hello? If I would be crazy. My guy, you need to move on! So in conclusion, hours are not important at all. Play your damn game you paid for plus tax and have fun with it. It doesn't matter how much time you dumped into your game as long as you personally got your money's worth out of your game. And if you did, that's great. Well, that's it. I just wanted to talk about hours because I thought it was funny. And don't guess this person on Twitter. Okay, like and subscribe. Goodbye.